In 2025, Christine Brown broke her silence, confessing hidden addiction, control, and the dark price of being Kody Brown's wife. Her memoir shattered the illusion of America's most famous plural family. But as she exposed her truth, Kody and Robyn were already planning a revelation of their own. One woman breaking free, one man trying to rebuild, and a rumor rising from the ashes that polygamy itself might be coming back. What if Christine's truth was the spark that drove Kody back to the very life that destroyed him?
I would love healing with every single person I know. I would love healing with Mary. I would love healing with Janelle. I would love healing.
Knew her as the strong, independent Christine of Flagstaff. There was a young woman taught to obey, to share love, and to stay silent. But even from the start, Christine says, something darker was hidden behind the family's smiles, a theater of control, directed by Kody and silently fueled by Robyn's quiet ambition. Kody always said love should be equal, but somehow Robyn always got more. It wasn't just emotional control, it was spiritual guilt, social isolation, and eventually, chemical escape. Christine says that the oxycodone started as relief and turned into a cage. I didn't even know how I got here. I wasn't living anymore, I was surviving. According to Christine's memoir, after years of emotional exhaustion and resentment, she developed a quiet dependence on oxycodone prescribed after a back injury, but continued long after the pain was gone. Christine sitting alone, her kids laughing faintly in the background. She writes about hiding bottles in kitchen drawers, pretending everything was fine during filming, even as her body was screaming for another pill. And then came the intervention, but not from the family you'd expect. Christine reveals that one of her daughters, not Kody, discovered her secret first. She looked at me and said, "Mom, are you okay?" And I couldn't lie anymore. But instead of support, Christine claims Kody used the confession as ammunition, a new way to shame her into silence. If you were stronger in faith, you wouldn't need that stuff. That line, Christine writes, broke something inside her forever, Shintai. And that's when Robyn made her move. Fans always sensed it, the quiet power Robyn held over Kody. But Christine's memoir names it control, greed, and fear. Christine describes nights where family meetings were staged for the cameras and decisions were made off-screen in Robyn's house. Robyn didn't need to yell. She already had everything: Kody's ear, the finances, and the future. Christine claims the family's income was quietly redirected into Robyn's business accounts, a shared vision that left others penniless. And in one shocking passage, Christine suggests Kody may have signed over property rights he no longer controlled. But Christine didn't write to destroy. She wrote to free herself. In 2024, when Christine began her sobriety journey, she says she rediscovered her voice not through therapy, but through writing. I had to forgive the version of me that stayed, the woman who swallowed pain just to keep peace. Her honesty became a revolution among Sister Wives fans, women who saw themselves in her silence. I cried reading her words. She's the only one who ever told the truth. Robyn's mask is off. And just when the world thought the memoir had said it all, Christine dropped one final revelation, the twist that sent shockwaves through the fandom. She says, Kody begged her not to publish it. Christine claims that just days before the book's final edit, Kody reached out pleading, crying, warning that the truth would ruin the family's legacy. But what legacy are you protecting, Kody? The one built on lies? With those words, Christine ended decades of silence and began her next chapter as a woman reborn. Today, Christine Brown is free. Free from guilt, control, and addiction. And her story reminds millions that even after years of silence, truth always wins. But what happens when Robyn tells her side of the story? Because sources say she's writing too. If you believe truth deserves to be heard, hit like, share Christine's story, and subscribe for the next chapter in the Sister Wives saga. Part 2. After 3 wives walked away, Christine, Janelle, and Mary Kody was left alone with the one woman who never questioned his authority, Robyn. Fans thought they'd chosen monogamy, but insiders say the silence inside Robyn's mansion became suffocating. Kody needs control. Without multiple wives, he feels powerless, incomplete. And so began the whispers about a new woman, a new spiritual union, and the rebirth of the Brown family order. But what if this isn't just about marriage? What if it's about revenge? Robyn Brown has always claimed she believes in plural marriage, but only when it's God's choice. Yet fans say her actions tell another story. Behind the scenes, Robyn's relationship with Kody became less partnership and more prison. She's torn between her faith and her fear, afraid to lose him, but terrified to share him. Insiders describe heated arguments over religion, cameras, and Kody's sudden obsession with rebuilding the principle, the lifestyle of plural marriage. And that's when Kody made a chilling confession, one that would change everything. It began as gossip fan theories, leaked production whispers, and blurry photographs. But Season 20's trailer confirmed the unthinkable. Kody is openly discussing adding another woman. Maybe it's not about the past, maybe it's about starting over. In the footage, Robyn sits silent, eyes brimming with tears. To the public, it's shock, but to those close to them, it's déjà vu. He told her, "You'll always be my legal wife, but she could be my spiritual one." Polygamy, the very thing that destroyed their family, may now be Kody's last weapon to restore his pride. And the identity of the alleged new woman? That's where the story turns explosive. Her name hasn't been confirmed, but sources close to production say Kody met her through mutual church friends, a divorced mother of 2, reportedly interested in living the principle. She admired the Browns growing up. To her, Kody is almost prophetic a leader. But this time, Robyn isn't the obedient new wife. According to insiders, she's resisting. She told producers, "If he brings another woman into this house, I'm done." TLC cameras are allegedly rolling, capturing every tear, every argument, every negotiation of faith versus fear. And then, a producer leak hinted, Robyn herself may be the one pushing him toward it to save their storyline. In the final stretch of the season, the Browns face their deepest divide yet between faith and fame. Robyn, "I never wanted this life again," but he says it's who we are. Fans watch as Kody justifies his plans, claiming God told him the family must rise again. But behind closed doors, Robyn allegedly fears being replaced the very thing she once caused others to feel. She's realizing what Christine, Mary, and Janelle lived through: the isolation, the jealousy, the control. And then, in one jaw-dropping scene, Robyn says the words that could end everything. "Robyn, if another woman walks through that door, I'm walking out of it." Just when fans thought the storm had passed, TLC insiders claim producers are already negotiating with a new cast member, the rumored new wife, for season 21. And here's the twist. It wasn't Kody's idea, it was Robyn's. She pitched it as a storyline to keep the family relevant, to keep Kody happy. But now it's becoming real. So is polygamy truly returning? Or is it just another illusion for the cameras? Either way, for the first time in Sister Wives history, it's Robyn who might be trapped in the life she once stole. Because when Kody Brown talks about love, it's never just about love, it's about power. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. Behind the smile of the perfect wife. Christine writes of years of pain, a marriage ruled by religious duty and emotional control. Kody decides what's right for the family. We trust him to lead us. She reveals how that trust twisted into dependence, even chemical dependence, when a pain prescription became her escape from a life she couldn't leave. "I was numb physically, emotionally, spiritually. I didn't know how to say no to him or to the pills." Legal records from Utah in the early 2010 AS show the Church of Christ of the Fundamental Principle was already under federal scrutiny for its handling of controlled substances among members, an environment Christine quietly lived inside. Her recovery was a confession, but for Kody, it was a public humiliation he could never forgive. By 2024, Kody Brown was no longer a patriarch. He was a man with one wife, a shrinking income, and a legacy in ruins. Christine's book hit #1 on Amazon Memoir charts within 48 hours of release. Fans cheered her freedom and mocked Kody's downfall. Christine's the queen now. Kody's empire is crumbling, Sui. Sources close to the family say Kody spiraled isolated in Flagstaff, haunted by Christine's truth and obsessed with reclaiming his divine calling. "If God made me a patriarch, then I can't live like a monogamist." And that's when Robyn entered the crossfire as wife, loyalist, and now, possible co-conspirator. For years, Robyn Brown was painted as the favorite wife, the soft-spoken savior of the family. But Christine's memoir recasts her as the architect of control. Fans noticed the contradiction: Robyn preaching sisterhood while isolating the wives one by one. Robyn says she's against polygamy now, but she's still living off the brand built. You Flagstaff truth teller. By season 20's trailers, Robyn looks haunted. When Kody mentions bringing someone new in, her eyes say what her faith won't: fear. But what if Robyn's fear isn't of losing Kody, but of becoming Christine? The first leak came from a TLC crew member's anonymous post. Kody is in talks with a woman from Utah to join the show. Within hours, Reddit exploded. "He's doing this for ratings. Robyn won't survive another wife." According to production insiders, Kody met the mystery woman at a faith gathering linked to the AUB Apostolic United Brethren, a fundamentalist sect that once inspired the Browns' own belief system. Under Utah law since 2020, Plural marriage is no longer a felony, but a misdemeanor, opening the door for spiritual unions without criminal risk. For Kody, that meant opportunity. For Robyn, that meant nightmare. If you bring another woman here, I'll leave on camera if I have to. But what if she already knew, and the whole thing was her idea? In a twist fans never saw coming, emails leaked to a fan podcast suggest Robyn and TLC executives had privately discussed refreshing the family dynamic months before filming. Christine's memoir was driving views, but Kody needed a counterstory to reclaim his narrative. And what better than a new wife, a symbol of her birth? This feels scripted, but Robyn's tears look real. She's trapped in the monster she helped create. Christine's story was about freedom through truth. Kody's story is about redemption through control. Two paths diverging under the same spotlight. If he needs a new wife to feel worthy, that's his journey. Mine is peace. But peace was never what this family was built on. It was built on power. As season 20 airs, viewers see two realities unfold side by side: Christine's quiet victory tour and Kody Robyn's haunted attempt to reignite faith and family. But in the final minutes of the season trailer, a shadow appears, a woman's hand reaching for Kody's. The camera cuts to black. Online forums erupt. Is she real? Is Robyn leaving? Was Christine right all along? Whether the new wife exists or not, the symbolism is clear. Christine's truth forced a reckoning that no one, not even Kody, can control anymore. Maybe the real story was never about wives at war. It was about women waking up. Because as Christine signs her next book deal, Robyn has quietly registered a new production company in Arizona Brown Family Productions, LLC. What's coming next may not be a marriage, but a rebrand. And in reality TV, redemption is just another storyline waiting to be sold. Long before the cameras, long before fame, Christine was just a young woman in Lehi, Utah, full of faith, full of dreams, and completely unaware that her belief in eternal family would one day break her heart. Neighbors remember her laugh loud, fearless, but behind closed doors, Christine writes, she was already learning the first rule of plural marriage: never make your pain visible. We were taught obedience was love. I confused silence for peace. It was during these early years that she began to lose herself piece by piece, smile by smile. The pills came later. The emptiness came first. And the woman who once believed in forever was starting to fade inside her own story. To understand what Kody and Robyn are considering now, you have to understand where it all began: Utah, the cradle of plural faiths and the battlefield of family law. In 2011, the Browns themselves sued the state of Utah, Brown versus State, challenging laws that criminalized cohabitation. They won partial victory. By 2020, polygamy was downgraded from felony to misdemeanor. That change blurred the line between spiritual freedom and legal loophole. It made new plural unions possible again, quietly, privately, and profitably for TV. So when Kody whispers about a new wife, he's not breaking the law anymore. He's rewriting it in his own house. And that single loophole could resurrect the entire Brown empire. As rumors spread, the internet ignited. Facebook groups, Reddit threads, even TikTok edits turned the Browns into a national debate again. Fan comment 1. Christine didn't just leave a marriage, she left a movement. Fan comment 2. If Robyn allows another wife, she'll finally taste her own medicine. Within 24 hours, #Team Christine trended across Twitter. 1 million views on Christine's interview clips. But amid the noise, one fan message stood out. I grew up watching her cry in silence. Seeing her laugh now healed something in me. Christine's freedom had become a mirror for women everywhere who once said, "I'm fine," when they weren't. But as Christine found her voice, Kody was preparing to reclaim his. To many viewers, Christine's piece feels like closure. But to psychologists, it's something deeper: recovery from what experts call coercive control. It's not physical chains that hold people, it's emotional conditioning. When someone finally names it, the spell breaks. Christine naming her addiction, her obedience, her silence, that's not gossip, that's survival. It's the language of every woman who's ever been told to stay quiet for love. And maybe that's why her story resonates far beyond Sister Wives, because it isn't just about polygamy, it's about power. But Kody's version of healing looks very different, and it involves someone new. Months after the Memoir storm and the season 20 finale, Christine embarked on a national tour, signing books, hugging fans, and hinting at a possible second volume. There's still more to say, but I'll tell it when the time is right. Meanwhile, TLC insiders whisper about a spin-off working title, Sister Wives Reborn, a series that could follow the next chapter of both women, one rebuilding, one trapped in the empire she helped save. The Brown story was never about marriage. It was about mirrors. Christine's truth reflected what Robyn fears to face. And perhaps that's the real ending we'll never see on TV. Because sometimes the only way to keep the show alive is to finally stop playing the role. If you believe truth matters more than titles, tap like and subscribe. Join our next deep dive: Robyn's reinvention, the next chapter of Sister Wives.